Okay, and we come to video number 37. All right, this is the last video of the course. I can't believe it. For all you guys that have made it this far, I am truly impressed. This is not a course I expect a ton of people to be able to actually get through, so congratulations. I want to end this thing off on a bang. So you're realizing throughout this course that you, as an individual, you have the ultimate right to decide and determine what contracts you involve yourself in, what citizenship status you have. If anyone labels you a particular citizenship status and you do not tacit agree, they now have the burden of trying to prove it in court. The thing is that no one has ever assumed your citizenship status. That's the part that you might not realize. You've always told them. This is why we are sovereigns. Our choices are legally and lawfully unassailable, and what you say goes, and there is little to nothing anyone can do about it. If anyone wants to challenge you, they will have to do it in front of a jury, and you simply threaten to have the court case taped and broadcasted or promoted, and they don't want any of this information getting out at all. You could say you domicile in heaven. You could say you are a German shepherd. You could say that you live in the clouds. You can literally say or label yourself however you want, and they would need to prove it in a court that what you say isn't true. It's never going to happen ever. So you are now empowered to live your life the way you want to. Certain things have specific steps. I'm not saying that you just decide and it's all done in all cases. You should still be writing affidavits and communicating and actively updating your records with what you decide. You are a foreign ambassador of your own personal world, and you need to start acting like it. Be very honest and transparent with your contracts. Put all information on the table, good and bad. Contract as a foreign ambassador, entirely responsible for your country or world, and be 100% transparent in all of your contracts, and you will win, and your life will change, and all of your dreams will come true. As per contract law, any hidden or dishonest, non-transparent aspect makes the contract null instantly. Don't do it. This includes business transactions, romantic rendezvous, everything. All human interaction. You are alone and need to realize that your ability to help and make friends with foreign entities is the only way you will survive. Contract as a foreigner in any way you see fit. Help the people around you. Your peers, by definition, are people who live in your state and identify as state nationals. I am a national of California, and I am writing this as a way to help and empower the lives of those fellows in California, as well as foreign friends from other states that I would love to see free and successful and living life on their own terms, not on the terms of private organizations that are pretending to be government agencies. My ultimate goal is to help benefit others so they can in turn become trustees and help others. I wish freedom for you, and that freedom can only be defined on your terms. If you are an English bulldog that lives in Uzbekistan, then I salute you. For me, it's just like Christopher Hauser says, I'm a sojourn on the land, and I only domicile in heaven. If someone doesn't like that, then prove otherwise. I'll see you in a common law court. Good luck, you'll need it. In common law, there must be a victim for there to be a crime, and the state cannot be the victim because they are the trustee in a fiduciary trust, with the people being the beneficiaries. That means you. So the only crime of which you could be involved in that would be in the jurisdiction of the state to handle would be that of which you harmed another or their property, stole from someone, damaged their property, or swindled someone, or were non-transparent in your contracts. By living your life in common law only, you become immune to 98% of all taxation, law, police activity, etc. Knowing your rights is truly the most powerful thing you can do. Knowledge is truly power. Not all the money in the world is worth even 1% of the power contained in this information. Okay? Legal maxim. He who fails to assert his rights has none. The overall summary of everything I've been writing to you is that the world operates like this. We've tricked you into contracting with us. You can leave fairly easily, and you can leave anytime you want. But look at all the scary things in the world that we secretly create. Don't you want protection? Aren't you scared? You should be. You consent to receive our help under no duress by our direct hands. That makes you willingly contracted. You contract with us and we represent the devil. We are the agent of the devil. Thus, via us, you are contracted with the devil. The less you are fully aware of all this, the better. We will only let you partially know. That way we can defend ourselves by saying we were transparent and that you did have some knowledge of what was going on. We are chaos. Chaos is necessary as it balances and motivates the world. We want to eat you, and we believe that eventually not only will we be able to, but you will beg us to do so. From chaos comes order, our order that we place and define that you will beg to accept. That's kind of how they view the world, and kind of how the people behind the curtain setting up all this and pushing all of this nonsense in the illusion of the world, the matrix, onto you. I've already directed you to a ton of other content, other people. After reading this, you're probably already connecting the dots as to how this spreads into the corporate sector. They take all this money and then they buy decent businesses from decent people using all of this stolen money. It's not about money. It's about the strategic success of their key programs, such as Agenda 2030. They use this money that they steal to legally purchase key businesses that good people build. You may notice that even MailChimp was recently bought by Intuit. I have talked to some people about all of this, and I realize a major factor in how people take all this information in is how deserving a person is and how good their self-esteem is. We've already talked about that. Like I said before, I was scared shitless when I first was presented about this. It took me a long ass time, 2 years to even look at it, and then another several months to even get rolling on it. So I started with one book and then YouTube videos and all the other stuff. If you're shaky and terrified, it's not going to kill you. Just take a look. By this point, you've already been through all this, these videos, so you're probably not in that category. Here's a David Hawkins quote. Guilt is an attempt to purchase salvation, manipulate God, and purchase forgiveness by suffering. Guilt is an attempt to purchase salvation, manipulate God, and purchase forgiveness by suffering, right? This government is so wildly off the rails. I don't want to support it in any way, and that's why I created this course, and that's why I've done all the things that I've done to kill all the contracts that I've done. Once the government gets back to being the trustee and the American people are the beneficiaries, I will be very supportive toward government. I will be more than happy to help sustain the government once it achieves its actual governmental situation. It will have to be a non-incorporated, fully de jure government operating as the trustee for us, the beneficiaries, as the trust management organization represents. Probably going to be something more along the UAS, which we've already gone over before. Public servants have no right to treat us like garbage and leech off of us and create bonds and lock us up for full-blown legalized slavery. They don't have the right to flip the trust on us and make us the beneficiary without us knowing. The way COVID has been handled has been so disgusting and outrageous. It has shown an intention to harm and destroy us. I'm obviously here in California. I'm tired of the insane rules and taxation out here. The vaccine situation is absolutely insane. But keep in mind, here's a quote from Psalms 2:10 through 12 and Romans 13. It is punishment enough for a judge that he be responsible to God. Here's a quote from David Hawkins. God is not a disturbed child or a parent. He does not read the news or punish the wicked. No arbitrary judgment is required in a universe that is innately just and self-balancing. Each entity experiences the consequences of its own doing, its own choices, its own wishes and belief system. That which is all still, silent, peace, and love repels back onto itself all that is unloving, non-silent, and unpeaceful. This is experienced by the ego as hell, which is thereby self-created. Here's a quote by L. Ron Hubbard from when he talks about a reference called What is Greatness? He says, the hardest task one can have is to continue to love his fellows despite all reasons he should not. Here's a quote from David Hawkins. Nobody goes scot-free as people indignantly protest. All is recorded forever in the field of consciousness. The truth is that government agencies have a good thing going. They don't fear people like me talking because they know 95% of people are either too dumb or too scared to do anything about it. And sadly, I think they're right. Losing a few people here and there out of the system, especially someone like me, I'm a massive pain in the ass to deal with. It's not worth it. Trillions of dollars are moved this way, and people like me mean absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. I don't have any interest in being combative or starting a fight, as I've described many, many times, but that also doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to brainwashed horse shit. Like, I'm not supporting the society or any other trash. Just not going to listen to it. Here's another quote from David Hawkins. We block receiving what we want from others by our expectations or resentments of them. It is very effective to surrender our expectations of others before we enter into a particular situation with them. Emotions are really subtle attempts to force others and impose our will on them, which they unconsciously resist. This man is a fucking genius. All these people are geniuses, right? The people who are behind all this, they're very unhappy. They may have a bunch of money, but they're just really depressed. They're already laying on their own grave. But who knows? They might have been doing something, started doing something illegal or questionable, and they just got kind of stuck in it. You don't know their whole story. Maybe it's not what you think it is. They think we are the slaves, the prisoners, because we work and pay them the majority of our money and live without a lot of objects, but they never stop and think of how objects don't make them happy or free, or us. They laugh at us, but truthfully, I laugh at them. They have to hide in the shadows like infected dogs staring out the window, watching us laugh and enjoy our lives. The greatest payback or revenge you could ever have on these kinds of people is just to be happy and enjoy your life. If they ever wake up and decide that they want to change their activities and start to walk the road of repairing everything that they've done, they can do that, and they can walk towards self-respect and breed real, true happiness in themselves. All throughout history, large and corrupt organizations were taken down entirely by one person who was involved and who decided to change gears. And each and every one of the people involved here have the opportunity to knock down that first domino in this giant house of cards, beginning the inevitable downfall of this horrific situation and helping to contribute to a new dawn where the Republic stands tall again under God and common law will reign again in glory to all humanity. You cannot force this change. The person has to decide it for themselves, and I wish to help create that spark in everyone rather than attack them. The moment you stop requiring permission slips and approval from agencies that aren't even government, and you stand up and decide that only your word and the word of God have seniority, you will develop conviction. The definition of conviction is an unshakable belief in something without need for proof or evidence. Here's a quote from David Hawkins. To doubt is to become educated. Everyone who's watching these videos has a lot of fucking doubt in their world, as you should. Look around you. Look around you, everything that's been happening over the past couple of years. Eventually, I do plan on speaking to Congress and getting more involved. A lot of this right now, I'm mainly just concerned about creating educational materials. That's where I think I can really shine. So that's what I'm doing and will continue to be doing for a while. Everything I am doing, everything I have done, and everything that I recommend that you do is 100% undeniably, completely lawful and legal. You should act with kindness and temperance and not seek revenge. Many of the people involved in this horrific scheme are trapped and live lives of misery. answering to God and the mechanics of self-punishment are billions of times worse than anything you can do. And to taint your world with hatred is to let the criminals win. Forgiveness, self-education, and the active education of others is the way to truly win and to keep your sanity and happiness in the process. Here's a quote from L. Ron Hubbard from his book called The Way to Happiness. He says, unscrupulous and evil men and groups can usurp the power of government and use it to their own ends. Government organized and conducted solely for self-interested individuals and groups gives the society a short lifespan. That's what we have now. This imperils the survival of everyone in the land. It even imperils those who attempt it. History is full of such governmental deaths. Opposition to such governments usually just bring on more violence. But one can raise his voice in caution when such abuses are abroad, and one need not actively support such a government. Doing nothing illegal, it is yet possible by simply withdrawing one's cooperation to bring about an eventual reform. Even as this is being written, there are several governments in the world that are failing only because their people express their silent disagreement by simply not cooperating. These governments are at risk. Any untimely wind of mischance could blow them over. L. Ron Hubbard, The Way to Happiness. Anyone is welcome to join my group, which is the Amnesty Coalition. If anyone is already on this path or has already completed various steps of correcting their status and disconnecting from the system, and they would like to create some kind of like a super team, I'd be more than happy to do that. Don't need your money. I mean, you know, if there's some huge deal and it's like big money, I mean, the only money that I really need is I would like to get together as much money as humanly possible to give away this course as much as humanly possible. If I could spend like 40 grand a month just on marketing, giving away all of this information and marketing all of my podcasts that I'm about ready to be doing, that would be great. I would like to do that. So, if you want to find me some big, huge deals that I can close and do in order to create the kind of money, the kind of Federal Reserve notes that's needed to put together some really, really killer marketing campaigns, does that mean I'm not going to be fucking buying sports cars and shit? No, I probably will at some point. But really, the key thing that I would like to really, really, you know, put the money into, or put some of the money into, is I do want to donate to my church. I do enjoy that very much. I do want to pay for some very, very large marketing campaigns to push out all this information as much as humanly possible. If I could spend $40,000 a month just on marketing alone, pushing this information out for free, that would be my dream come true. So if you guys want to help support me, you can do so by maybe through donations. I do have donations on my website if you'd like to do that. Or more importantly, just help me find large deals that I can do where I can actually help people or groups of people. And then in exchange for, you know, obviously large sums of money, I am willing to pay a referral fee. And then those large sums of money will then translate into huge marketing budgets and my ability to give away this information for free. That is my dream. So if you'd like to contribute to my dream, that's how you can contribute to me. You can also buy copies of my books. They are very, very helpful. I have one book, is called Love is a Battery. That one's about how to build the best and most intense and intimate relationships and sexual connections with people as possible. And it breaks down love and romance into mathematical equation, and it relates it all to the laws of physics. And then my first book I ever wrote is Don't Be a Slave to Your Clients, Break Your Chains and Regain Your Sanity. That book is all about how to implement really advanced sales and marketing systems in your business, and how to, you know, handle like flow lines and lead lines, and how to deliver value to all of your prospects naturally, and how to create a no pressure, no neediness marketing and sales system through value-based propositions. And that's my first book. And a lot of it has to do with like how to make a lot of money in a short period of time and how to not work yourself to death, and reducing stress levels as well is all part of the that book. Okay. So if anybody has anything on here that they need to, that I got wrong or that I need to clarify, just message me. I can maybe put a note on the Vimeo page or something like that, or where I post the video. Anyone wanting to contribute to this, go for it. And the experts can message me if they want. We can create maybe a super group. That'd be kind of cool. Again, I'm not trying to be an expert. My skill is in simply being able to explain complex things in a simple and engaging way. This is my gift to the world. And yeah, thank you. I hope this this video series has changed your life for the better, and I hope that it helps you live as the king or queen that you truly are. Again, you are a sovereign. Whether you want to step into the boots yet or not, it's up to you. That's the part where you do have the power of choice to choose whether you're going to be stepping into those boots or not. But you are the source of authority. You are the source of money. You are being leached upon by all of these organizations. By changing your status, by going private, you are saying to them, I am done. I am done allowing you to leech off of me, and you are flipping the trust, and it's unacceptable. And I am willing to allow you to plug into me, and for me to give you my innate power only on the condition of you follow trust law and you become the trustee and you benefit others and you benefit me. And until I see that trust is being repaired, this contract is fucking over. And you have the power to do that. And I have the power to do that. And I'm doing that. And I will continue to be doing that. And I recommend that you continue to be doing that. So that is it. Congratulations. You finished the course. Now, if this is your first time through the course, like I said, I do recommend a second time through. I think that'll be very, very effective for you. And I will be doing a lot of podcasts soon. I haven't done any podcasts yet, so this entire course was shot prior to all of the podcasts, but I did buy a pretty large podcast package, and I will be putting together some paid ads to send all this stuff out. So, yeah. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys share this. I hope it's changed your life for the best. And I'll see you guys later on. I'll see you guys in the podcast. See you later.